Rank 1, Roughneck. You do not have an engineering degree. You do not need one. What you need is a pulse and the willingness to do work that breaks most people in the first week. Your job is manual labor on the rig floor. You are tripping pipe, connecting and disconnecting 30-foot sections of drill pipe as they are lowered into or pulled out of the wellbore. You are handling tongs, spinning chain, operating elevators. Every movement is coordinated. Every movement is dangerous. Your shift is 12 hours, day shift or night shift, no variation, no weekends. You work alongside 3 other roughnecks under a driller who watches every move you make. Your salary at this rank is between $55,000 and $85,000 per year, depending on whether you are onshore or offshore. Offshore pays more. Offshore also means you live on the rig for 14 to 28 days at a time. And here is the part nobody tells you about: the injury rate. Roughnecks suffer the highest injury rate of any position on the rig: crushed fingers, pinched hands, back injuries from years of pulling pipe. The Bureau of Labor Statistics records oil and gas extraction as one of the most dangerous occupations in the United States, with a fatal injury rate of 14.2 per 100,000 workers. That is 4 times the national average. You are not an engineer yet. You are the engine, and the engine gets replaced when it breaks. Rank 2, Derrickhand. You have survived the rig floor. You have been promoted, which means you are now climbing 90 feet into the derrick to handle pipe sections as they are stacked during tripping operations. Your other responsibility is the mud system. Drilling mud is the fluid pumped down the drill string to lubricate the bit, carry cuttings to the surface, and maintain pressure in the wellbore. You are the one mixing chemicals, monitoring weight and viscosity, and keeping the system balanced. If the mud weight is wrong, the well can kick. A kick is the first step toward a blowout. Your salary at this rank is between $70,000 and $100,000 per year, with hazard and offshore premiums included. But here is what the salary chart does not show: the isolation. You spend hours alone at the top of the derrick. On offshore rigs in the North Sea, wind chill can hit minus 30 degrees. In the Gulf, the heat index tops 120. You are 90 feet above the nearest human being and 200 miles from land. Some Derrickhands describe it as meditative. Others describe it as the loneliest place on the rig. Both are accurate. Rank 3, Driller. You now run the rig floor. You are the single most important person on the drilling crew during active operations. Your hands are on the controls. You manage the rate of penetration. You monitor weight on bit, rotary speed, pump pressure, and torque. You call the shots on when to trip pipe, when to circulate, when to shut in the well if pressure anomalies appear. You supervise the roughnecks, the derrickhand, and the motorhand. 4 to 6 people report directly to you. Their safety is your responsibility. Your salary at this rank is between $90,000 and $140,000 per year. On deep water offshore rigs, day rates for drillers can push annual compensation above $160,000. And here is the detail that trips people up every single year. The driller is the first line of defense during a kick. You have approximately 90 seconds to identify the kick, shut in the well, and prevent a blowout. Not 90 minutes. 90 seconds. The decisions you make in those 90 seconds determine whether your crew lives or dies. The Deepwater Horizon disaster in 2010 killed 11 workers. The investigation found that anomalous pressure readings were visible for over 40 minutes before the blowout. The window was there. The response was not. That weight does not leave you, even when the shift ends. Rank 4, Toolpusher. You are no longer operating the drill. You are running the entire rig. The Toolpusher, also called the rig manager, oversees all drilling operations, manages the drilling crew, coordinates with the company man representing the oil company, and ensures the rig meets production targets and safety standards. You report to the operator's representative. You manage the driller. You manage the entire crew below the driller. Between 15 and 25 people fall under your authority on a standard rig. Your salary at this rank is between $130,000 and $200,000 per year. On ultra-deepwater rigs in the Gulf of Mexico or offshore West Africa, day rates of $900 to $1,500 annualize well above $200,000. But here's the part nobody tells you about. You are the buffer. The company man wants the well finished faster. The crew wants rest. The weather window is closing. The insurance company is raising questions. Every single person on that rig has a problem that becomes your problem. Rank 5, Field Engineer. You now hold a degree. Petroleum Engineering, Mechanical Engineering, or Chemical Engineering. Most likely from Texas A&M, the University of Texas, or the Colorado School of Mines. Those three programs supply the majority of entry-level petroleum engineers in the United States. Your first posting will be a service company, Schlumberger, Halliburton, Baker Hughes, or Weatherford. You will be assigned to a field location, probably in the Permian Basin in West Texas, the Eagle Ford in South Texas, or the Bakken in North Dakota. Your responsibilities include running wireline logs, coordinating cement jobs, performing acid stimulations, and collecting downhole data. You are not designing the well yet. You are executing the plan that the office engineers have written. Your salary at this rank is between $85,000 and $120,000 per year, including base pay and field bonuses. Service companies also provide housing allowances, rotation travel, and per diem in remote locations. But here is what the salary chart does not show: the divorce rate. The oil industry has the highest divorce rate of any profession in the United Kingdom. In the United States, rotational work, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, creates what researchers call pendulum identity. You live two lives. Neither one feels complete. When you come home, your spouse has been running the household alone for 14 days. They do not need a partner. They need you to not get in the way. That transition, every 2 weeks, for years, erodes marriages faster than any affair. Rank 6, Senior Petroleum Engineer. You have left the field, or you have stayed in the field and been promoted to a supervisory engineering role. Either path reaches this rank. If you are in the office, your job is designing wells. You are writing the drilling program, casing design, mud weights, directional trajectory, contingency plans for kicks and losses. You are running torque and drag models. You are selecting the bottom hole assembly. You are responsible for every engineering decision that the rig crew will execute. If you are still in the field, you are the company man or woman, the operator's representative on the rig. You have authority over the tool pusher. You make the real-time decisions on whether to drill ahead, set casing, or shut in the well. Your salary at this rank is between $140,000 and $210,000 per year. Total compensation, including bonuses, stock, and housing allowances, can reach $250,000 at major operators like ExxonMobil, Chevron, and Shell. And here is the moment that defines what a senior petroleum engineer does at its most consequential. The Macondo Well, April 2010. The engineering team made a series of decisions: to use fewer centralizers, to skip a cement bond log, to rely on a single barrier instead of two. Each decision was defensible in isolation. Together, they created a pathway to catastrophe. Not because the engineers were negligent, because the schedule was tight, the cost was high, and the risk calculations were wrong. Every senior petroleum engineer carries that weight. Every well you design has the potential to go wrong in ways the models do not predict. Rank 7, Principal Engineer. You are now the technical authority or the people manager. You choose one path. You rarely get both. The Principal Engineer track keeps you in the technical lane. You are the person other engineers call when the problem has no textbook answer. You are reviewing well designs across an entire asset. You are mentoring seniors. You are the final technical sign-off on any non-standard operation. The Engineering Manager track moves you to people. You are managing a team of 10 to 30 engineers. You are responsible for hiring, performance reviews, career development, and project delivery. You are the shield between your team and the executives who want more output with fewer resources. Your salary at this rank is between $180,000 and $280,000 per year. Total compensation at the supermajors, ExxonMobil, Shell, Chevron, BP, can exceed $350,000 when stock grants and performance bonuses are included. But here's the thing about this rank that surprises people. You are farther from the field than you have ever been, and you are more responsible for it than you have ever been. You sign off on wells you will never visit, in countries you will never travel to, operated by crews whose names you do not know. The distance creates a particular kind of anxiety. The decisions are bigger. The consequences are more abstract. And the personal cost is not the physical danger of the rig floor. It is the slow erosion of identity. You started this career because you wanted to solve problems with your hands and your mind. Now you solve problems with meetings and spreadsheets. Not because the work is less important, because the work is less tangible. Rank 8, Vice President of Engineering. You are at the top of the engineering ladder. You oversee all technical operations for a business unit or the entire company. You report to the C-suite. You sit in board meetings. You are the person who decides whether a $2 billion deepwater project proceeds or gets canceled. Your days are not spent on well design. They are spent on capital allocation, risk portfolio management, regulatory strategy, and personnel decisions that affect thousands of engineers across dozens of countries. Your salary at this rank is between $300,000 and $500,000 per year in base pay. Total compensation, including deferred stock, long-term incentive plans, and executive benefits, ranges from $600,000 to over $1.5 million annually at the largest integrated oil companies. And here is the part nobody tells you about. You are no longer an engineer. You are a public figure. When a pipeline leaks, the press finds your name. When energy prices spike, the politicians call your office. When a rig catches fire, your face is on television before the flames are out. You carry the technical decisions of every engineer beneath you. You carry the financial decisions of every board above you. And you carry the public consequences of an industry that the world both depends on and despises. That is the job. That is what it actually costs, and that is what it actually gives.